This video is brought to you by Urine Gone, now with scientific black light.
Let's face it, this is one of the most perfect songs ever written. Not in the heart-grabby way like Alive or Yellow Ledbetter, but in the fun way, like right up there with That Thing You Do or I Know by Drake Bell. Yes, that Drake Bell, go check out that song, that's a really fun one. In fact, in all of my years of guitar teachery, which continue to this day, I don't think there's a single song that I have taught and jammed upon as much as Say It Ain't So, and for all the times that I've spent with this song, whenever it comes on the radio or on the, shuffle or whatever, never, not once have I even a little bit gotten sick of it. So when Madam Secretary Pat Prime threw some lettuce Terrence's way, Madam Secretary Pat Prime, to force my hand into doing this one, I was not appalled at the idea. In fact, in order to maintain my attention span and do this song the justice that it deserves, we are going to have the 4 days of Say It Ain't So 2020. We're going to do the guitar part today, the noodlies and the solo tomorrow, and then we're going to do the bass line and the campfire version, which will be a nice rest after all of this. So, buckle up. Darn Blue Album, of course your guitar needs to be tuned 1/2 step down, detuned, just like all the songs on the Blue Album. So instead of standard tuning, Eddie Ate Dynamite Goodbye Eddie, you will have E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. I'm not that smart, I just said all the string names and then said flat, but if you don't know how to get there, I've made a video on how to do that. It will be in the description. And here we go. Our final destination for the very first chord is a C sharp minor 7. C sharp minor, of course, is A4, 6, 6, 5. But to make it a C sharp minor 7, you're going to just remove your pinky finger. So you have that, but we're not going to start with that shape. We're going to start with just the bar with your pointer finger, and we're going to hammer on the middle finger and the ring finger to the B string 5th fret and the D string 6th fret like this. And then give it an up strum. And then we're going to G sharp major, which is normally starting on the E string. This is a nice change because you just move all your fingers up towards the ceiling and put your pinky finger back where it wants to be. So 4, 6, 6, 5. Normally it would be with a bar, but we're not going to bar it here because Weezer does the thing that Weezer likes to do, which is have conveniently located open strings act as wacky notes in a chord where they don't belong. So if you hear that open B string and open E string when you play that chord, all the more fun. Okay, so C sharp minor 7, hammer on, G sharp major without the bar, and then you're going to pluck down starting on the E string until you get to the B string. Then, we don't need our pointer finger here any longer. We're going to pluck the A string just how it is on the 6th fret and slide all the remaining fingers on the guitar fretboard there up 1 fret. Pluck the D string how it is now, and then put your pointer finger back to the B and E strings, 5th fret. I suppose you could put it back against the hole. You could keep it if you want. There's more proprioception for me if I take it off to pluck the A string and not the E string to do the little slide up there. So I'm taking my pointer finger off. That's what Rivers does if you watch live performances, but you do you. And then a regular old E, followed by, speaking of Yellow Ledbetter, just on a slightly different rhythm. Notice how much difference 1/2 a beat makes. Here's Yellow Ledbetter. Here's the Say It Ain't So thing. So here we go, whole thing. C sharp minor 7, hammer on, G sharp major non-bar chord, pluck, slide up on the A string while you make your F shape there. It's an F shape with a 5th of whatever it is in the bass. You may recognize it from F with a C in the bass. Right now it's A with an E in the bass. Regular E, Yellow Ledbetter. After the 2nd or the 4th one, of course. And that's that part, but the only thing I have to add to that is, you know how this one where we go up to the A with an E in the bass, it has 4 syllables in it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas the first chord has 3. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes when it starts to pick up, especially on the in-betweens, he adds a syllable in there just by strumming. So it'll be with an extra down in there. sometimes when it picks up, listen for it. You can put it wherever you want, but he does it sometimes and he doesn't other times. Aha, but there's that other snazzy guitar part that's in the background of that, and the only part that you hear in the singing, in truth, there is a guitar going when the singing's happening. But it's way low in the mix, and that's not what I'd be doing if I was having fun playing this song. But Brian's got the snazzy part, and it's triads. Triads are the 3 notes, and only the 3 notes that you need to make a regular major or minor chord. So he's playing C sharp minor. I'm going to go thin to thick strings here, starting on the E string. And remember, only 3 strings, and when you play these triads, you're only strumming the 3 strings with fingers on them, and they are always going to be the thin 3 strings. So 4, 5, 6 is C sharp minor. You play it once, and then you switch to G sharp major, which is 4, 4, 5. You play it 3 times. Slide it up 1/2 fret, 1/2 fret. That's hard to do. 1/2 step, 1 fret for A. Play it once, and then we're going to play the E triad, which is a D shape, 2 frets higher than it normally goes. So you know where D goes. Slide it up 2 frets, you're on frets 4 and 5, and you play it 3 times. So it's once, 3 times, once, 3 times. C sharp minor, G sharp, A, E. That brings us to the chorus already. It's the same chords as the verse, but it's a totally different style, right? It's power chords now. In fact, I believe, and Weezer does it a lot, so it's not the craziest guess in the entire world, but I believe I hear it's a C sharp power chord, so just the power chord version of C sharp minor, 4, 6, 6. But I hear a G sharp in the bass, so that's a power chord with 2 roots and 2 fifths instead of 2 roots and 1 fifth. So you're gonna have 4, 4, 6, 6. And then switch it to G sharp power chord, that's just 4, 6, 6, well, starting on the E string, to A, 1 fret higher on the 5th fret, and low E. I like to play the whole E chord there. It sounds like a power chord on the record. You hear him play it as the whole chord, but probably not strum the G string, probably, but just in case you do, it's not the wrong note. So I like to do that, and that's it. You go C sharp with a G sharp in the bass, G sharp, A, E. But of course, the second chorus and the last chorus have the meow meows, and that is the 2 becomes 1 move that I always talk about. You're going to grab the B string 5th fret and the G string 7th fret. I like to put my middle finger behind my ring finger, in meaningless fashion on the G string 6th fret, but it gives you more strength to bend the string because you need to bend the G string, but not the B string. You strum both, and you get that gargly noise that happens when the 2 notes become 1. And you need to sneak that after the C sharp with the G sharp in the bass and the G sharp regular. Do it the first 3 times. Not the last time, you just strum through. Brings us to the bridge. We're almost done for today. Start with a B power chord. That's the 7th fret of the E string. You could do it on the 2nd fret of the A string. It's the exact same thing, but I really like to wail away on this part, and I don't want to be worrying about muting the E string because we don't want to hear it, right? So 7th fret of the E string for me. And then the D string, the highest note of the power chord for me, it's the D string, is going down 1 fret to the 8th fret. Use your middle finger because it's the only finger you got left. Down to low E power chord or whole chord, does not make any difference. And then a G power chord or a G bar chord or an open G chord, whatever G you want to play, it doesn't matter. Here we go, B. High note goes down, low E, G, and you do that 4 times. And on the last one, chug away on the back into the that's it for the non-noodle, non-solo guitar part. We'll do that tomorrow. Pat Prime, thank you so much for forcing my hand on this one. I'll bet you had no idea what you'd gotten us into, but it's an important song, and I really want to be able to sit with it for long enough so that I can do it all the justice that it deserves. I hope you thought that was fun and helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.